Hi, I'm Daniel Muscutt, professional flat jockey based in Newmarket, full-time jockey, part-time marathon runner. I'm not particularly quick, so I was never not going to be a sprinter. A bit like the equine stayers, long and lean.
Noodle mission produced from last to first by Danny Muscutt, and he's drawing away.
Danny Muscutt inches ahead in the race to be champion all-weather rider this season.
He's very committed, so I'd be very surprised if he got caught. He's riding when if you look in the paper and he hasn't ridden a winner the day before, it's surprising.
I had a really healthy strike rate since the start of the year and ridden winners for people that I haven't really usually been associated with, so that's always a good sign.
His tactical brain is exceptionally good. He's got very, very good hands. He can make keen horses look easy. You know, having a team player like him on your side who makes very, very few mistakes is something that every trainer requires.
You need that firepower. It can be the difference of going racing and having a couple of rides with one chance on the card to having several hopeful prospects of a winner, so it definitely helps. Well, I've always ran, but not to the extent I have done the last several years. More got into it off the back of an injury when I broke my neck in 2017. More as a way of getting fit and getting my weight back down to race ride. Just kind of got the bug a little bit there. Getting long distance runs just to condition myself to be able to race ride again, and sort of entered a couple of half marathons to spike my enthusiasm a little bit more and give me something to work towards, and a sort of common goal, and it's not a bad pastime to have. It kind of complements my race riding as well. You definitely can get into that sort of flow state, and your mind's not on anything else really. You just find yourself drifting off to any sort of thought. I signed up to do Brighton the year we went into COVID, so that was hit, but I'd obviously done all my training leading up to that and done all my distance runs, and raised a bit of money for the National Trust, so I mapped out a route round Newmarket's villages and just did it anyway. So I knew I could cover the distance, and then didn't really get much of a chance to do another one again until December of last year. When the racing started to quiet down, I could ramp up the training a bit more, and went and did Valencia, which was pretty cool. Does you need the hood on as well?
Huh?
Does you need the hood on as well?
Yeah.
If I was able to take out the weather title, it would be a nice achievement to reach and good thing to have on the CV, and hopefully set me up for a big year ahead.
I think he's top class. You know, I think he's as good as most of the top boys up there. Everyone's saying, you know, he is the most improved jockey over the last couple of years. To be perfectly honest with you, we saw how good he was early, and he's been given the opportunities. So although he has improved, I'm sure, good horses make jockeys improve, and he's always had the talent, he's just needed to show it, and he's needed the big stage to show it.
I haven't really thought about it too much until the last 4 or 5 weeks, because I was quite far behind, so it wasn't something I was chasing desperately. Just materialised from having a good run late January, February.
Hubert Stream wins again for Stuart Williams and Danny Muscutt.
Daniel Muscutt presses the button on Canberra legend. Inham, who's getting up here to win in the end cosily for Danny Muscutt.
Winning spare for Danny Muscutt.
Danny Muscutt. Danny Muscutt.
I suppose that made it made it a little bit easier for me, because I wasn't putting myself under any pressure to chase down Kevin, whereas he was kind of looking over his shoulder a little bit, having built up a nice lead and set a decent pace from the outset. But yeah, it's just kind of materialised from there, really. Been in Newmarket for the last 7 years, lived in Chieveley for 3 years this month. Lovely Little village just out of Newmarket is nice and out of the way, which suits me. Very fortunate, my wife's always involved in the industry, so she's very supportive and understands sort of the negative side of it, like a lot of time commitments, and sometimes you can feel a bit like passing ships in the night, which isn't great, but you have to make the most of it when we can. Claire and I had known each other for quite a while before we got together, and yeah, met at a function one evening and hit it off in a different sort of capacity, and sort of snowballed from there, and here we are. It was a little bit of a slow burner, probably more so from her side than mine. I was pretty persistent and paid off, thankfully. I definitely do the cooking, which is ironic. Most of the time I can't eat it, but Claire will tell you that I'm not very clean, and she is. It's a demanding job and a dangerous job that I think we forget that sometimes, and put strain on your loved ones. And when things are going well, it's easier to switch off, but when they're not going as you'd like, can make things stressful. But she's pretty good at keeping my feet on the ground and picking me up when I need to be off the ground. They might be camera shy as well. Where are they? Might be laying eggs, actually. I always had chickens when I was a kid. I had a lot more land then. They're just quite a nice thing to have around the place, and get a few eggs off them as well, which also helps. They're all named after the Friends characters. Janice is the little one. She doesn't laugh like Janice from Friends, thankfully. Amy and Jill are these. The grey one is Jill. The chestnut one is Amy, and then you've got Monica, Rachel, the two. See, she's the boss. Should have called her Claire, really. No, we are complete animal people, talking to lots of different people. Sometimes it's nice to not be answered back. It's nice when you sit out in the evening, and in the summer, they just potter about and talk to themselves.
How are you getting on the challenge?
Four in front. Yeah.
And when does it finish?
Good Friday.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So hopefully we can
That'd be great.
keep the ball on.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Right.
Do you want to go to the waterfall tomorrow?
Yep.
Have you done it yet this year?
I've been around there a couple of times with Fanshawe, yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay. It's going to go to the waterfall tomorrow.
Yeah. He looks great, doesn't he?
He's doing really well. We'll go to the fields then. Do you think that's a bit too...
I saw you had him penciled in for the Burden as well.
I don't. I'm not going to.
Not going to? I think turf experience is important.
If he's a good horse, we want to win at Newmarket.
Mm.
Is that everyone?
Yeah, that's everyone.
Oh, good. Right.
He'll be one of them in spring ground as well.
I love it.
He'll love it.
His commitment is second to none. He'd be the fittest guy in the weighing room. He almost runs a marathon before he rides work in the mornings. No, he's a top class boy, and he's got a real good jockey's head on his shoulders. There's not a lot of advice I can give him. I'm normally the one that's nervous at the races, and he's not. So no, he just keep doing what he's doing. He's doing a great job.
Last year was unbelievable, really, to go through, tick off all the pattern grade races. Group 3, Group 2 and Group 1 was a massive sort of feather in my cap, and a lot of pressure that you probably put on yourself throughout the whole of my career trying to get to that level. St Cloud was amazing. Took a good while to sink in afterwards, not just the getting a Group 1 winner, but sort of the way the horse did it. It didn't look a likely result 2/3 of the way into the race, but to come out on top, and it was phenomenal.
He won't lay down here, Dubai Mile. Dubai Mile just gives plenty in the dying stages. Dubai Mile.
It's been a big year for me in England. First time I've made it to 100 winners, so it's big on my CV, and a little bit sad that my grandfather died in the beginning of the year. I wish you could have seen it.
Just to get rides in those races is difficult. A lot building up to that, a lot of hard work, a lot of knockbacks along the way, and to get there and pull it off was major. And hopefully a feeling that I'll be able to experience plenty in the future. Just hoping to get to 100 was sort of the main aim. Got to that, so haven't really set my sights too much further past the 100 again this year. Sort of 100's a nice round figure to aim for, and anything after that's a bonus. I'd just like to be sort of competing for those top flight rides, hopefully. But they are difficult. Again, it's difficult. They're difficult to come by. You need to be at the right place at the right time. But hopefully, I've put myself in the shop window to pick up some of those. The running side of it, yeah, no, I enjoy it. Stay injury-free is important, obviously, and not take on anything too silly. Ultras and stuff are probably a little bit away from what I can probably commit to at the moment, but I would like to go and do some of those sort of far-flung ones. PB for the full marathon's 3:10, and my half marathon's 1:16, I think. I'd like to sub 3 if I can for a full marathon. Other than that, just like to pick a different city to do one in different time. There's a one in Switzerland, I think, that goes all the way around Lake Geneva that sets off bang on midnight on New Year's Eve, so that would be quite a cool one to maybe try and slot into the calendar next year.